There are people who didn't have the same guts and the same courage as Senator Bernie Sanders to run in 2016. There are some people who sat on the sideline when it was hard. There was only one person who stood up to the establishment, and his name is Bernard Sanders. So yeah, we got a lot of copies. There's only one candidate in 2016 who told the multi-millionaires and billionaires in this country, keep your money, I'll raise my money with the people. There's only one candidate who's been marching with the working class people, not because he's running for president, but because it's right. Hello, Marriott workers. Hello, Amazon workers. Hello, Verizon workers. Hello, teachers. Come on, somebody. And I don't know about you, but I hail from a tradition that says that you will know the tree by the fruit that it bears, and Senator Bernie Sanders bears good fruit. So there are many copies. People want to talk about a framework. People who stand up in other folks' living rooms and say to them, multi-millionaires and billionaires, and nothing will fundamentally change for you. Well, Queens, I got a message. If nothing fundamentally changes for multi-millionaires and billionaires, then nothing fundamentally changes for you and you and you and you. We finally have somebody in our lifetime who will be unflinching. That is only special interests. Our sisters and brothers in Queens, his only special interests. Our sisters and brothers in Denmark, South Carolina, his only special interests. Hello, Flint, Michigan, his only special interests are the people of this great nation. So, yeah, there are many copies, but there is only one original. Take a copy, baby, when you can have the original. He didn't vote to give President Trump more money for wars. Hello, somebody. He voted against these rotten trade deals that steal wealth from our community. There is only one Senator Bernard Sanders, so let the record reflect that there's only one, just in case folks don't understand that. Being similar is not being the same. Come on, somebody.
Well,
that was a hell of a speech.
I tell you what.
That was only a short clip.
That was only a short clip. Because I think if we played any more of that, then I think our equipment would have melted down.
Man.
It would have just completely melted.
She knows how to sell her message.
She lost some weight too, man. Got the, the blonde hair, blonde dye in there.
It's working for her. She is hype man. I mean, she's a hype woman, whatever.
Yeah.
Man, she's an excellent.
I like the way she was working that mic and actually working the stage too. Like, she reminded me of like a pastor.
Yeah.
How she was her body language and her mannerism. It's like, y'all ain't hear me though.
Walking around.
She
has stage presence. No doubt. She issued some what I would call like some veiled attacks, maybe.
I would say some veiled messages.
Oh yes.
Yes. I wouldn't say that are directed at certain other candidates, but kind of. No, they were directed. They were directed at certain candidates. One thing that we both didn't catch.
Yeah, not the first time.
The first time was this was specifically aimed at Joe Biden.
No doubt.
Because he said that I guess the condition of billionaires wouldn't change if he was elected president.
We talked about that.
We talked about that. Nothing about your life is going to change.
Right.
And Nina Turner.
Oh, she used that.
Oh, she used that.
She used it. Yeah.
I mean, rightfully so.
Hey.
Like, how do you run a campaign, right? How do you run a presidential campaign and present yourself as a candidate who is going to work for the people?
For the people.
And say that, hey, billionaires, you're safe.
How does that even work? When we know what the billionaires have done, what the wealthy class has done to this country over many decades. They have lobbied Congress over and over again to make their situations even better. Like you said before, this is not a situation that is natural. This is not organic. Like, their situations have climbed the ladder inorganically. So we must do something to reverse that. Yeah. But Joe wants to protect them. Joe wants to protect them. Even though they're corrupt, he wants to protect them.
And I think that, like everything she said, like, on that stage, kind of tied into the same message. And everything was connected, especially when she flipped the term special interest.
Oh, yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Because when we use the term special interest, what are we talking about?
Oh, that's corruption right there. That's money in politics.
Yeah.
There's strings attached.
Exactly. That's politicians being in cahoots with corporations. That's how we use the term special interest. But she kind of she flipped that terminology in a positive way to use it to describe how Bernie Sanders regards his constituency, and not just his constituency, the United States as a whole.
Right.
Because what was the phrase everybody was using? I'm willing to fight for people I don't know.
Right.
That's the phrase that has been kind of like
taken off.
Yeah, taken off.
Yeah.
You know?
She also issued a message to somebody like Elizabeth Warren. She did not name her, but by saying things like, you know, there are many copies.
Oh, okay.
She first said that there were many copies.
She said many, though. So
she said many. So, yeah, you couldn't tell from just that beginning kind of language. But then she talked about how people stood on the sidelines in 2016.
Okay. All right. Yeah,
2016, people stood on the sidelines. Okay, it's clearing up. The image is clearing up.
Yeah.
And then you talked about how, I guess, certain people vote to advance the military budget, to increase the military budget, Trump's military budget.
She basically said, hey.
She tied all this together.
Bernie Sanders didn't do that.
Yeah.
Who did do it?
Ooh, that would be Elizabeth Warren. She did do that. So I like the message that, why would you want to copy that? A lot of talk is about, like, this is the most progressive type of field that we have ever had in the Democratic Party, which rhetorically, I could say yes. Yeah, rhetorically. But again, why would people have been making the case that, you know, there are so many better candidates than Bernie Sanders now, people that have adopted his message. I don't want a candidate that has adopted a message and I don't feel is actually true to that message. I don't want the framework. I do want the original. If the original can be had and there's a long track record of that individual being true to his word, then why would I want somebody else that I can't trust?
And that argument is disingenuous because just a few years ago, Bernie Sanders, his agenda was characterized as going too far.
Oh, yes.
Right.
And then just a few years later, now we have individuals that are co-signing that, or rhetorically co-signing it.
So if 2 years ago, Bernie Sanders' platform was going too far, it would never get done. It would never see the light of day.
Pie in the sky,
It was pie in the sky. He would never be able to work with Republicans.
Right.
It was kind of, it was too lofty.
Way too lofty.
Bernie Sanders, his agenda was considered too lofty when he was running against Hillary Clinton during the primaries. But now we're supposed to believe that these same people who said that Bernie Sanders' agenda was too lofty, all of a sudden they're bought into that agenda. So now they are supporting other candidates that have either co-signed rhetorically or have bitten off some of that agenda.
Right. So the agenda is good now, but the candidate is no good. The candidate that made these ideas popular is no good, but the agenda is good.